As a new police chief in Collinsville 10 years ago, Jerry, as a very active member of our uptown community, was one of the first business owners I met. I was impressed with him from the start as a person, very quickly as a friend, and with that then I learned of his, not only his history in our town as a businessman, but of his heroism as a Vietnam veteran.
Steve and I have been playing music together for 30 years, and he used to come over to St. Charles and would play, and then he invited me over here to Collinsville, and he said, well, let's go see my friend Jerry Dallape at Dean's Liquor.
So my friend Paul Boo was a Vietnam veteran also, and I've been friends with Paul for 30 years. And I knew what he did to some extent, what Paul did, but at a point when I was able to introduce Paul and Jerry socially, it opened my eyes to on one hand, things my friend Paul did that I had no idea what a hero he was, but then through Paul was really able to enlighten me and tell me about the things that Jerry Dallape did as a Marine in Vietnam. I've watched those two spend just hours squared off face to face discussing things that the rest of us don't know anything about. But their friendship's very special, I think, to them, and it's special to me to watch it.
I'm former Army, served in Vietnam a couple years after Jerry was there. We served in the exact same area, except I was a pilot. I spent one night in the jungle. I had engine failure, and it was the longest night in my entire time in Vietnam. I told Jerry, I said, you know, that one night on the ground in the jungle was worse than my 364 days flying in the Army. And Jerry had to do that every day.
When I read Jerry's book, and as I read the experiences, and specifically the first time I read it, I was traveling. And as I read some of his experiences in Vietnam, it saddened me to think that one of my friends, although from a different generation, one of my friends was experiencing what he was experiencing at 18 years old, not knowing if he was going to come home. And again, going back to that I was fortunate to come of age in a time of peace.
I think because he does like talking about Vietnam, that it comes easy to him. So anytime somebody comes up to look at the book, he's asking them if they had any family members that were in the service, and he just kind of connects with people over that.
I don't know what else to say other than I'm proud to be Jerry's friend. Oh, yeah, and also buy his book. And Jerry, now you're still giving me 10%, right, for plugging your book. Anyway, it's a great book.
He's got amazing reception from it. I mean, there's people that come from other states that have gotten his book and have heard that he's got the store next door. And so, I mean, people are very receptive and just love hearing his story, his side of things. He's kind of a humble guy. He's not too outspoken on feelings, never has been. But whenever you guys came in and said he was getting the award, you can kind of see it light up his face. So it was kind of a neat experience to see.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fine, and you?
Hey, how are you, sir? Can't complain.
See ya. This is scary. This is scary.
Jerry, it is my pleasure representing the city. Jerry Dallape being nominated by your community, the city of Collinsville, is proud to award you the Hometown Hero Veteran Award for 2023.
Well, thank you very much.
A very fitting person for that honor.
Well, I don't know about that.
Thank you for what you do in the community and, of course, what you did there. So.
You know, the stories really don't get old. I've heard them a million times, and I think Mom's heard them a million times. But it's one of those things that you kind of like hearing. You know, you'll miss it when it's gone.
Most of the time I don't know what to say when people say, you know, thanks for your service, because it was so many years ago. But it's nice to see America honoring the veterans now. And I'm not a crybaby about it, but when most of us vets came home, there wasn't much honoring going on for us.